Hi, I wanted to make a video today because I looked all over YouTube, and what I'm talking about is the Mooer GTRS, a guitar I actually like. I like it a lot. I bought there's a high-end model and like a medium-end model, the 600 versus the $800 one. Only difference I could tell was the bridge, and the tuners were the main differences between the two. So I bought the lesser one because I knew I already had the tuners to put on. And I might swap out this bridge. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be bad for me, but there were some things I didn't like. Really, only one thing that kind of bugged me about the guitar, and that it came with a uh, covered humbucker for the bridge position. And the most difficult part I had with this was trying to match up this white. If you look at this white, it's not white, but it's not cream either. We've got relic white, aged white, parchment. There's a whole bunch of other terms for white, and trying to figure out something that came close was difficult. Furthermore, I like the Van Halen-esque pickups, the Wolfgang and the regular EVH Frankenbucker, because I mostly play Van Halen. So I finally figured out, and this is a Wolfgang bridge position pickup right here, and it's pretty darn close. Is it 100%? No. Is it above 90? I would say get even closer in on this. I would say it's pretty darn close, or close enough that it's not going to stand out. So I get a pickup type I like, and I get a color that matches, and my guitar doesn't look like this, where I got one covered and then I got two not. If they covered all of them, I probably wouldn't have done anything. But, I thought about just removing this, but then I was like, I don't really like the pickup that much. And from what I can tell, the pickup doesn't really add to the sound of the guitar when it comes to the effects part of this. If you don't use the effects at all, which sometimes I do, that's when you're going to really notice the biggest difference. But even with the effects, I think that the Van Halen pickups, I just prefer them. I prefer the way they sound. I prefer the sensitivity to them. I just like them more. Now comes the problem. I couldn't find anybody on YouTube that took one of these apart. There's 500 reviews on the GTRS Moors, and they're great guitars. I have nothing wrong with the guitar. I just wanted to do a pickup swap. I do this on a lot of the guitars I own because I want them to sound exactly the way I want. Like Eddie chased the tone, this is my unprofessional tone chasing. So I got the pickup, and then the real problem was removing the pickguard. Now, why is this a big deal? People remove pickguards all the time. Well, zoom in on this. Mooer scares the heck out of us, and they put this sticker in right here. And it's a warning sticker. And the warning sticker basically says, you take this pickguard off, you're gonna ruin this thing. You're gonna screw up the guitar, or whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna mess it up. And if you look at the four stickers on here, it's the biggest sticker saying don't take the pickguard off. So, that makes people a little apprehensive about taking out our 11 screws and doing that. Well, guess what? Back on me. I said I'm going to do it, mainly because this guitar is now out of warranty. So I couldn't get a warranty from Mooer if I wanted to. They're a great company. They might even do it outside of warranty period for free. I don't doubt that. If there's any of the Asian vendors were going to do this, Mooer's been great for everything. So I'm not trying to knock Mooer. Just it's kind of weird that I can't swap a pickup. So I did it. And drum roll, here goes. I am going to take off the pickguard from a Mooer GTRS. And I already did this in advance, just so you guys know. So what you basically have is you have your ground wire, which I have right here, and I have the ground wire is right here. And I already cut it. I put this in myself just because this will facilitate easier removing of the pickguard if I got to do it again in the future. This little piece right here did not come with the guitar. That wire was originally on this wire, which is the ground wire for the tremolo bridge. I cut it, obviously. When I want to hook this back up, I can simply push that in there, flip that, no solder, and guess what? Now I've got the ability to remove the pickguard without having to do any soldering or wire cutting. That's why I chose to do that. These are cheap. I got this off of Amazon in a pack of like 20 or something. These are less than $1 a piece. They're just little solderless connector pieces. So the real thing I had, and this is the bottom of the pickguard, get a shot of this. You know, you could see they got a PCB for the knobs and the control, and then there's the special knob right there, you can see. That's what they did for that. And then you have this ribbon cable that goes in here. Get a shot of close up on the ribbon cable. And this just pulls out. You know, just be careful when you're pulling out. It pulls out and then it slides back in. This ribbon cable, you don't have a wire going to the jack because that's all done through the electronics in here. Unfortunately, in this video, maybe I'll do a second video, I'll show what's in there. But if you haven't figured it out already, it's a Mooer Prime P1. That is the logic unit that sits underneath here. And if I were to remove, I guess I have to remove it from here. It all slides out this way. And it's just a Mooer Prime P1. And then they've got a logic cable that comes in to the control on here. And then you can control your Prime P1 via this knob right here. I might actually put a black pickguard on so that matches even better. Thinking about that, don't know if I'm going to do that yet. But at least now I know what's underneath the hood. And that's really what kind of worried me. The strangest thing I noticed about looking over their wiring, because I had to figure out where the leads from the pickup go, and I already figured that out. The lead goes right here. That's the first single coil, second single coil, bridge pickup. That's where the positive side goes. And then this is the ground here. I should probably take that wire out. What they did, though, which is kind of weird, and get in as close as you can on this, I really was surprised by this. They actually have two ground wires coming off that connected to the old pickup. But the funny thing is, I guess the old pickup does have it has two grounds. It has an unshielded ground wire, and then it has the green one. So I guess they took both those wires and they just soldered them to the common ground on the jack itself. The way I learned things, that essentially that creates a ground loop. You got two wires going to the same ground place. I don't know why that is. I'm probably going to clip right here at the solder joint. I'm going to cut and remove the unshielded wire and just go with the green wire for the ground. And the green wire from the ground will go to the EVH Wolfgang ground, and then the red here will go over here to this wire onto there. And that's all you need to do for the pickup swap. And from what I could tell, there's nothing special about this pickup. This is just a regular 4-wire humbucker with a ground. So I'm sure if I took all this apart, I'd get the north and south of each one of the coils in here, and then just the common ground that probably goes to the base plate somewhere. So there's no magic in the pickup. I was worried the pickup might be a piezo or something like that. And from what I can tell, it's just a standard magnetic pickup like any other guitar. Maybe I'll make a video taking this apart, and I'm definitely going to probably have to make a follow-up video sliding out the P1 that's been adapted to fit inside the body of this guitar. So there you have it. This is what happens when you actually take the pickguard off of a Mooer GTRS guitar. There's not a whole lot of magic, despite the scare the heck out of you sticker that they put on there. You can take this pickguard on and off as long as you're careful. I'm sure you won't break anything, and you're not going to brick or ruin your guitar simply by removing this thing. I just wish someone else had done that and saved me the trouble, because I was a little nervous, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. And that's what I found by doing this. And I guess I'll be the first video of a teardown of the GTRS. Maybe I'm not. If you want to put in the comments someone else that did this, I'd love to see the video. I couldn't find one. I'm not the best at searching YouTube, but I did try more than one occasion to find a video of a teardown of this guitar. Never found it. So here it is. I'm making my own. That's about it.